Thanks to a shout out from an Alex Ball, I got a bunch of new subscribers, and a lot of those people are going to be on my channel to check out the MS-20 videos, but they're also going to see new content that comes out. So I want to try to start explaining things maybe a more generic way instead of being so hyper focused on the Kronos. Nonetheless, this is still going to go over a lot of Kronos material, and I'm going to continue on the effects series with the stereo chorus. Since we ended the series on the distortion units, we're now on the chorus, flanger, and phaser units. So with chorusing, I'm going to first mimic the effect of chorusing with oscillators. And then I'm going to show you chorusing itself, and then I'll show you the mechanism by which chorusing works. So to start off by mimicking chorusing with oscillators, I have two square waves here, and they are phase locked, so it really just sounds like one square wave. If I play chords, that's just a regular C, E, D, C. And let's start by modulating the pitch of the second oscillator with an LFO. The LFO that I'm going to use is a regular sine wave that is locked to quarter notes at 150 BPM. So let's try turning up the effect of that sine wave on the frequency of oscillator 2, which is going to give us kind of a vibrato effect, and it's going to fill out the sound. And we're actually only listening to oscillator 2 right now, I'm sorry. So now we'll be listening to both oscillators, but only one oscillator will be wavering in pitch. So it gives it a much thicker sound. By the way, if this were on 0, just so you can hear what it sounds like with two phase-locked oscillators, it just sounds like a single one, right? So again, you get a much more thickness by modulating the pitch of one of the tones. So you're basically just doubling a tone and then modulating the pitch, right? That's what chorusing is. So let's mimic that effect with a chorusing unit. I'm going to turn off oscillator 2, so we're only listening to oscillator 1, and we're listening to it going through a chorus effect. So let's check out what that sounds like. So it sounds exactly the same, maybe a little bit quieter. But that's the same exact effect that we created by just simply doubling the signal and modulating pitch. That's all chorusing is. That's what gives it that thick sound. But how are chorus plugins doing that? The way that they are doing that is via modulating a delay line, actually. That's what chorus units are. They're just short delays where the delay time is being modulated by an LFO. So let's to exaggerate the effect, let me just show you the sound of the chorus by itself. I'm just going to disable the routing of this oscillator to the output. Yeah, so if you're following along with something else, just know that I only want you to be hearing the chorus effect, so just make sure it's on 100% wet. I'm going to turn up that depth all the way up. Now, I have the other oscillator going through this other plugin, which is a modulation delay. And so this other oscillator is not being modulated in any way. And again, this mod delay is going to be all the way wet. Now let's turn up the depth of this mod delay by the same amount. And let's listen to that. By the way, this is about a whole tone in difference in modulation. So this is the delay unit doing the exact same thing as a chorusing unit. And let's switch back over to the chorusing unit, listen to that. Now let's listen to both of them at the same time. You can hear that they pretty much sound exactly the same. Now, while we're only listening to the delay line, I want to turn up the feedback. Let's go to something like 300 milliseconds. Sorry, not the feedback, the delay time. And let's turn the depth on 0, because I just want it to sound just like a regular delay right now. And let's turn the feed up to, let's go with like 55. Not 5, 55. So that's just the delay signal, right? Now, if I decide to change the time by hand, so you can hear as I lower the delay time, the pitch goes up. Likewise, if I, or you get what I'm saying. When I say lower, I'm saying if I have less milliseconds, the pitch is going up. If I have more milliseconds, it will go down. Of course, it always balances back to, it settles on a kind of equilibrium that is the normal pitch of the sound. It's only the modulation that's causing the wavering in pitch. So if I turn up the depth, we hear that kind of chorusing. And all that LFO is doing is changing the timing of the delay. So that's all chorus units. That's literally how they all work. There's other tricks that are specific to the Kronos, like having a delay left and right, maybe having like a negative wet, but you know, that's not in every chorusing unit, so I don't really want to go into those. I am going to have a description under the video that's going to detail a bunch of glitches that I actually found with this thing. That's kind of interesting. But thank you for watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.